My name's Justin. I'm a videographer, entertainer, and I love to eat. I'm not a classically trained chef, so believe me when I say that the things I show you here Hey everybody, today I'm going to show you how to make Omurice. It's a dish that I first encountered when I watched my favorite movie Tampopo. And it's also one of the dishes that I wanted to try the most when I went to Japan. It's a very simple dish, but it's very tasty and satisfying. The word itself is actually a contraction of omelet and rice. You can find restaurants dedicated to this type of food all across Japan. In essence, it's just an omelet on top of rice, but it can be changed to fit almost any taste by adding veggies, meat, or having a different sauce put onto it. Here, I'm going to show you two different types. I'm going to show you the basic Omurice, and then I'm going to make another one that has a little bit more substance to it. Okay, so let's start with the rice. About 1.5 cups of cooked rice per person should work. We're going to lightly fry it in a greased pan. I use olive oil because it's healthier and it doesn't have a greasy taste. We're going to stir fry the rice. Now what that means is that we're going to constantly move the rice in a hot pan and not let it sit for too long. After about 45 seconds to a minute of cooking on medium heat, add several generous squirts of ketchup onto the rice and mix it well while keeping it moving. Now this part is not going to take too long. We're only doing this so that we can get a nice coverage of ketchup over our rice. You want it to try and cover everything that you can. Now we're going to plate the rice quickly. Form the rice into a longish football shape on the plate with a spatula and let it cool. Don't worry, the rice will stay warm enough. Now I'm going to show you how I personally make an omelet. We're going to crack 2 eggs into a bowl. You can do 3 if you're super hungry, but 2 will work. I like to add just a tad of milk to the eggs to make them fluffier, about 1 tablespoon per egg. And then you beat the hell out of them. You don't have to do this normally, I just tend to like my eggs pretty fluffy. Get the skillet nice and hot, add some olive oil, and make sure that the olive oil is nice and hot. Now place the mixture onto the pan and let it cook. If you gently mix some of the eggs in the pan for just a few seconds like this, it will help them cook without too much mixing and flipping. But don't fiddle with it too long. We're making an omelet, not scrambled eggs. Then let it cook like this for about 30 seconds or so. You don't want the egg to be raw, but you don't want it to be hard and rubbery either. You'll be able to tell that the egg is ready when it stops being glossy and bounces back in the pan like this. Right now, this is a good omelet. Then gently flip it over and put it onto the rice like this. Give it a nice dollop of ketchup on top to your personal preference, and we're done. Now, for the second Omurice that I'm going to make, I'm actually going to use some chicken breasts. Now, even if you're on a budget, if you can find a good deal and some chicken breasts on sale, which they are quite often, get a package and they freeze very nicely. And then you can take out one, thaw it out overnight, and then use it the very next day for your Omurice. And if you can't afford chicken breasts, then feel free to use any other type of meat, like Spam even. So we're going to cut the chicken into 1-inch cubes. Now there's a lot here because I'm using a full chicken breast. Feel free to cut up some, use half, and then put the rest in the fridge for something else. Now we're going to put some oil into the pan, just like we did before. I'm using extra virgin olive oil here. And we're going to cook the chicken. This is going to be a quick cook, and we're not going to cook it until it's crispy, just until it's white all the way around. Because remember, we're going to be adding rice to this and cooking the rice as well. So the chicken is going to have even that much more time cooking in the pan. So don't worry about it. When the chicken becomes white, add in your rice and cook it like before, and add the ketchup when it's cooked in about a minute or 2. Now that this is almost all cooked, I'm going to show you a different way to make your Omurice. So what you're going to do here is you're going to put the rice mixture into a small bowl and put it aside. Now let's make your omelet again. But this time, when the egg is almost to our non-glossy stage, we're going to add the mixture to the center. Then drape the sides of the omelet over the rice as best as you can, and we're going to plate it by sliding the plate near the skillet and flipping the whole mixture on top. Just put your ketchup on top and we're all done. The ketchup really goes well with the egg and chicken too. Many people are used to eating ketchup cold, but being cooked makes it taste a little different, in a good way for me. Now, part of the fun of cooking is changing the recipe a bit to see what works for you. Everybody has different tastes, and so by all means, use less ketchup if you want, or even try topping it with something else, adding something else into the mixture instead of just chicken. Add some veggies. It's all up to you. And this is a super inexpensive dish. It's very filling and very easy on the pocketbook. Eggs are very high in protein, and with the rice you'll get full very quickly. So, thanks for watching, and once again, if you have any pictures of something that I've made on this show, send them to me. I'd like to see what you've made. Thanks a lot for watching, and don't forget, just because you might be a little poor doesn't mean that you have to eat poorly.